for me. You that bless favor turn over for me. Oh, you so good to me. Oh, you so good to me. Me got me no know what me do. Anything me touch a goal, every shot a goal. Me no know what me do. Oh, you so good to me. Oh, you so good to me. Me got me no know what me do. Everything you touch a goal, let me set a goal. Break a girl, crack a goal. It come like you have a store up the way of me one chopping. Me one chopping. Everything is yours, pertain to life and godliness. You see it, say you're well blessed. Some a tell lie for me. Swear them a go climb for me. Mother woman for me. But me let them disappointed. Them disappointed. Turn over for me. Oh, you so good to me. Oh, you so good to me. Me got me no know what me do. Anything me touch a goal, let me shot a goal. Me no know what me do. Oh, you so good to me. Oh, you so good to me. Me got me no know what me do. Everything me touch a goal, let me set a goal. Everybody make you rock a goal. God in your life, you don't need not a thing. Step out and keep dancing. Enough of them I watch them out, but you're still blessed. You don't worry about a thing. Everything sort out when you're calling. Pick up a run over. Pick up a run over. Me a drink from me. Favor turn over for me. Oh, you so good to me. Oh, you so good to me. Me got me no know what me do. Anything me touch a goal, let me shot a goal. Me no know what me do. Oh, you so good to me. Oh, you so good to me. Me got me no know what me do. Everything me touch a goal, let me shot a goal. Favor turn over for me. Oh, you so good to me. Oh, you so good to me. Me got me no know what me do. Anything me touch a goal, let me shot a goal. Me no know what me do. Oh, you so good to me. Oh, you so good to me. Me got me no know.
Hey, this is Love 101 FM, the family station. You are inside Alive Highlights. And today we do things a little differently because my guest, well, we have guests, but my guest today, he did a double brain surgery and he is a survivor. Hence the reason why he's here, right? His name is Andre Bethune and he's joined by his beautiful partner, Alia Marshall. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm good.
Wait, you have to use the mic.
I'm good.
All right. Wonderful. No, you did a double brain surgery to remove a tumor and repair a nerve in your brain.
That's correct.
My goodness. Now, children of God, we're live on Facebook and we're also live on YouTube. So rock on, jump on, sign on, whatever you got to do. Now, Andre's story is a testament of God's unwavering strength and power. He has proven that with faith, you can move mountains. And today he's here to share his journey with us. He's also joined by his partner, as you heard, Alia Marshall, who was there with him throughout the entire process. Hello, audience. Good afternoon as well. In living live audience, in living colors. Now, Andre, when and how did you notice that something was wrong?
That's where it all started off. I must tell you that I did not realize that something was wrong. 4 years ago, when I was studying at Jamaica Theological Seminary, a friend of mine we were just talking, and she noticed that something was a bit off with the face, on the face, and I looked wonderful this morning. And it wasn't because I wanted to sleep. But there's a sensation, twitching sensation. And she told me about it. I said, oh.
In your face?
Yeah, right side of my face right here. And then I wondered, all right, so I went to the bathroom. I saw it. And I was just stuck. And I was like, what's happening here? And from then on, I just started to investigate. What's going on here? And things just went downhill afterwards. Really and truly, Sarah. Went to the doctor afterwards just to find out, Doc, what's going on here? So why my face a jump? We need some bush tea or something. I don't know. Recommend something for me, please. But it became permanent and it got worse.
So hold on, you said the twitch became permanent? As in it permanently?
All right, so the twitch is involuntary.
Yes.
So it happens when it feel like happening.
Oh.
And it comes in different strengths as well. I tell you, it's an awful experience because one, it's involuntary.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no control over it. So I just have to wait until it cool down, basically. So imagine it's going to the barber, and it just start happening there. We all just have to just be there, wait until it cool down. Then it continues. Awful experience, and it has different strengths to it. So sometimes you feel like it's for like a 3 second that's happening, and you feel like it's just holding the muscle. It, awful. I can't even begin to. It's awful experience, Sarah.
Wow. So you have level 1, level 2, level 3, and then all the way
It
up.
got worse. It just got worse. Yeah, it got worse. From that little notice from my friend, and then couple, the days after, and then month after, just keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
But you could feel it,
Oh yeah,
after.
I could feel it. I could feel the sensation. Now let me explain. It doesn't hurt. That's the thing about it. It doesn't hurt, but I could feel the sensation. I could feel it there. I know when it's there. And it was really uncomfortable. I must say, very uncomfortable.
Wow. Now, when you went to the doctor, what did the doctor tell you?
All right. Well, I went to my general doctor first. I've been going on down there from about Yadamini, basically. So he knows everything about me.
Yes.
And he was observing me, testing me, and so forth. And he was the one that actually recommended that I go to a specialist, a neurosurgeon to be precise. Went to the neurosurgeon, and he said to do an MRI scan. All right. It's not the first time he's knowing about this. By the way, the term is called hemifacial spasm. That's what the general doctor told me it's called. Going to the surgeon now. At the time, it's interesting because when he sent me there, he sent me to check where on the nerve is causing the twitching.
Yes.
And I'm going to explain, because it's a touching of the blood vessel on the nerve, and once it touches, it gives off a twitching sensation. But he wants to know where along the nerves, because there are whoop of nerves that come through your brain. So he wants to know. Without that, he'd be going in blindly, to be honest. But what's interesting, Sarah, is that going in there to search for this one thing here, a result came out, and there's another thing there. The other thing there is the tumor. So we're in there searching for something, end up finding something else over there in the meantime. Right? Interesting scenario there. And we waited it out a bit, and we did what is called an MRA. So there's a difference, MRI and MRA. MRA should be it's almost like a deeper search.
Yes.
And even the MRA was not able to detect where the twitching was, but the tumor was still there. But it only grew like just a couple centimeters. Yeah, so it wasn't growing. And he just brought the reality to me that, hey, surgery has to be done to correct this. There's no going around this.
So when you got that diagnosis, and you went for one thing and you found something else, how did you feel in that moment?
I just began the sign. I'm like, how did we get here? We're going searching for this. So how they send up here? So, but I think eventually though, I was a bit grateful that I found it, because who to tell how long it was there? If I didn't do an MRI scan searching for this here, I would not have known that this is up here.
Yeah.
And truth be told is that if this was fixed and this is still here, it growing, and long, over a period of time, something start getting worse and it start touching the brain and abnormality. So I'm kind of glad I found it.
Yes.
But at the moment, I was like, what is this? I searched this, so how this coming out of the picture? And just really despondent, to be honest, after a while. And I use that word because of my background. Both I was called by God, and both professionally, as a guidance counselor, going to school, 1,600 boys.
Wow. Which school?
Calabar High School.
A big school.
The biggest school, the greatest school.
Right.
But anyways. And Bishop. So just imagine. I would tell you this, even before I went there, Sarah, at Calabar, at school, I was in my final year, and we had to do practicum. I did practicum at the Marvelly Primary School, big up Marvelly, and all throughout practicum, it was a challenging period of time for me because, of course, all the school, all the children, sir, so want your face, sir, and what a question, and I was just really feeling down, didn't want to participate in anything. Just it's a good thing we were wearing a mask at that time. It was near COVID period of time. So I was trying
Oh,
to use the mask to kind of
hide
cover
it.
the bottom face, but making it cover up yourself because the entire face here was twitching. So even if I wore a mask, the eyes were twitching, the entire really awful.
Wow.
And I just had to just try to endure. Going there every day was really a challenge. I'm like, so here we go again with all the questions, here we go again with all the hiding, here we
Mhm.
go again, we're just trying to get through the day. But I tell you, fast forward, because after Marvel, I went to Glengoff High School, and then I went to Calabar High School. So professionally, it was a bit challenging for me because I had to be facing clients and students, and it was a distraction. So imagine going to a counseling session, and they're distracted by what's going on here, and when I'm speaking, it was there were slurred speeches, and it's awful,
Wow.
awful there. And I'm very involved in church
Yes,
actually.
yes.
Got baptized at 8 years old, and stopped preaching, um, stopped singing, stopped doing voiceovers. Um, did not stop because it was just really irritable. It was just there, and I just trying to find a way how to dismiss it. Imagine going up there singing and preaching, and it sounds slurred, and people can't hear me. I say, and I say, you know what? Pause for a moment.
Mm.
It affected me a whole lot. Um, in that moment, I begin to question God, Sarah. So let me understand something, God. So if you gave me all these gifts and talents, why are you putting this in the way here to stop the gift and the talent you gave me? Not adding up at all. And I was just having a real challenge with God and said, God, why am I going to color here right now? I'm color, because I don't understand you. Oh, you give me the gift and the talent for preach your word, for sing.
Hold on. So in the moment you wanted to color
Oh,
God?
color God.
But no, but you don't want to color you,
No.
because
We don't want to, you want to color him. Because me, I try to understand something here. You called me. You saved me from such a tender age. Give me this talent, these gifts. I'm preaching, I'm singing, I'm doing voiceovers and all that. This comes into the picture now. I
Mm.
couldn't quite understand it. And I just backed away. I backed away. Came off praise team, just came off. Wasn't even going to church as regular as I used to. When I come to church, I have to just be using a mask trying to hide, and my mind was just
Wow.
somewhere else.
My God. Alia, at what point did he tell you that, he had this?
Well, it was one evening we were talking, having a conversation, and but before that, I didn't even realize it. He was wondering how I didn't realize, and then he
Yes,
told
yes.
me, and he started to show me. And when I looked, I was like, okay, I see it. So it was at that point that I really started to see it, and it wasn't really, it wasn't off-putting for me,
Yes.
you know. Um, yeah, that was when I realized it.
Hmm. So now it was time to do the surgery, Andre. What happened during that process?
All right, time to do the surgery after such a long period of time because there were some hiccups re insurance and
Right. How long did it take before you?
it was a long time afterwards. Each time I keep going, keep hearing that it has to be delayed because the insurance don't come through yet, and it
Wow.
really got me irritable.
Mm.
I remember going to the neurosurgeon and he telling me that can't do it yet. Let's wait until a couple more months. I was like, Doc, what you talk about?
So how long we're talking now?
Hmm, year and a half,
A
two
year and a half?
year and a half, two, to be honest. He
Wow.
he reminded me when I first came into his office after looking back at the files.
Right.
And he said, a long time you come here, a long time you wait. But we had to go through the insurance because of one, the type of procedure,
Yes,
and
yes.
two, because of the cost of the
I
procedure.
can imagine how expensive.
I tell you, without insurance, it's $7 million. $7 million without insurance.
That could have buy one land and care and there's something there.
And change and left change.
I live change.
Yeah, you know.
Wow.
So you can imagine. So I had to wait.
Yes.
It's either wait or I fork out $7 million without on pocket, which I didn't have.
Oh, come here, say if you didn't have it,
No. You know. So I had to do that. So it's a long period of time afterwards. It's funny enough. Before I tell you that, because when I met her, it was a faith step. Let me put it that way, a faith step, because I'm now wondering. And remember, through that period of time, backing away from things and stuff like that, backing away inclusive of women. I could not approach women anymore like that, because I'm saying, what is woman I gonna think of me now that I have all these twitching and spasm and stuff? So I'm gonna stay away. I mean, no relationship, but something else say, take a chance to there, move on, move forward. I already had in my mind, if you turn me down, that's all right.
Oh, so you started dating her after you found out?
After found out.
So did you immediately tell her that?
I didn't. I was really hoping that things would cool down. We're talking, there's nothing to happen. But we can't hold it no longer, because every time I talk, it happens.
But she never had noticed it though.
She never had noticed, but I know in my mind.
In love.
So guess what? No. So I start. No, not only that. I start use this way here. So I don't sure this side on face here.
Oh, you sure the better side, the
better
good side.
Yeah, man. But I have to sit next side. So it's quite an experience. But fast forward to October. So October 21st is when
Which year?
Of 2025, last year.
Okay.
Right. So October 21st, which incidentally is my birthday, or was my birthday.
Oh, okay.
You're right. I was admitted at the Andrews Memorial Hospital to do the surgery.
On your birthday?
On my birthday. So imagine that one. God. God. But anyways, but so it so happened that it's on to date birthday gift I've received. But anyways, before we reach that part.
Yeah.
So the 22nd is when I was scheduled to do the surgery.
Yeah.
That experience in that time. I'll start off with this one here, Sarah. When I was visiting the neurosurgeon, I remember he saying something to me. And I believe it was God who reminded me on the day. He said to me that God works in mysterious ways. No, I don't know this man has been a faith man, a Christian man, nothing like that. And he said to me that God works in mysterious ways. No, I don't want to hear that, because I want to do the surgery right now. Don't tell me when God works in mysterious ways.
Yes.
And on the bed on 22nd before the surgery, brief me, the patient, and say what is what and so forth. And it's like God just reminded me of what he said. And I said, Doc, do you remember a couple years ago you said to me that God works in mysterious ways? And he looked at me and he smiled, because he didn't think that I would remember. Well, honestly, I did not remember. It was God who brought it to my remembrance.
Yes.
And he looked at me and smiled. And then just went into surgery. It was 10 hours?
10 hours?
10 hours. Yeah. Went in the morning and ended at night. Well, according to the video anyways, what I saw afterwards. 10-hour surgery. He told me at the office it was going to be maximum 6. But it turned out to be 10 hours. Yeah. The nature of it and just the complications surrounding it that caused it to be 10 hours. And it's 2 procedures. It's 2 in 1. And God is so good because it's a separate cost. This cost and this cost is 2 different costs. But he said, you know what? I'm going to do 2 surgeries at 1 cost.
Wow.
So,
that's a 7 million.
So that's, yes.
Can you imagine if?
So imagine that.
Wow.
Yeah. So 10 hours was a surgery. And I went in. And I tell you this before I went in. there's a conversation I had, and which is now causing me to do this interview here. So let me just
Yes.
say, it's a very intentional interview I'm doing,
Yes.
and intentional interviews I've been doing. I remember I had a conversation with God, and the conversation was like it's almost like I was in the Garden of Gethsemane, and saying, Lord, I don't want to do this surgery. You know I don't want to do this surgery. Yeah, I've been praying and fasting. Lord, heal me and all kind of stuff, and there was no healing. And I was it was like the Garden of Gethsemane. And I said, God, if doing this surgery here will bring somebody back to Christ after my experience, go ahead. If the surgery here at the end of the day will assure somebody else and get them deeper in their faith in Christ, go ahead. So, AKA, not my will, well thine be done. In other
Yes.
terms, but so it was a very hard. So I did that, and I left it. I left it, and I did it. I went in, and went into the surgery theater, looking up everything. I was like, all right, so this is it. This is it. I went there, not sure what to expect, really and truly, and they're talking a bit until I spoke no more. That's when the anesthesiologist did their thing. I was knocked out, and I didn't wake up until I was holding her hands.
Oh.
It's like I woke up one time. I was waking up, and she was there. You know, so that's how it happened. The surgeon said, your brain, Sarah Ann, is like a knot up extension card. So imagine a knot up
Oh my
extension card,
goodness.
and how you have to be careful in going through that knot up extension
Because it's
card
your brain,
to get to your brain
Yes.
to get to the tumor that is there. So I'm gathering that is why it took 10
10 hours
hours
instead of 6.
of 6. And he discovered around here now. So here's where the second surgery is, where the nerves. So the nerves come from around the spinal cord, coming up to your
Yes,
face, and then disseminate all over your face. So he found where it was, and he had to do some procedure around there. Separate the touching of the vessel and the nerve. Just try to imagine. Maybe you can't. Just imagine complicated surgery.
Yeah.
And again, have to be careful. Minor touch rest of the nerve them, minor cut rest of the nerve them. So 10 hours it took. I was told that when he came out, he was looking quite exhausted. Yeah. I believe earlier he used the term he never thought I would live.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was like he was very exhausted. Like you could see it on his face. At one point, he mentioned like, at one point, I thought he wasn't gonna make it.
Oh, so wait. So the 10 hours, I'm sure that would have felt like forever for you as well.
Yes.
What was it like? Just you were probably waiting outside too.
Well, I went to the hospital in the morning before
Yes.
work because I had work that day,
Yes.
and watched him wheel off on the table
Yeah.
and left for work. To this day, I don't know how I function at work, but I did. I functioned throughout the day, then left from work, went back to the hospital. After going back to the hospital, sat there, the family, we sat there and we waited until every hour on the hour, his sister checked in with the nurses from the theater to see if everything is. Yeah, we sat there for a long time, nerve wracking, extremely nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were so anxious throughout the entire time, from morning watching him go
Yes.
until waiting for him to come back. But to God be the glory.
Amen.
We smiled when we got news he's coming out, and then actually seeing them wheeling him in, I was like, thank God, sigh of relief.
Wow.
But that was the experience that day.
Wow.
Nerve wracking.
Must have been.
Yeah.
No, back to Andre. What was the recovery process like for you? We're gonna go to Alia to get her view as well, because she would have been there as well.
the recovery process. I remember. How should I put this now? Well, it was very very new to me. First time doing surgery, first time being hospitalized.
Uh,
No, second. So let's backtrack. It's the second time being hospitalized because we did not that same year. I was actually in hospital at UWI. Yeah, I remember at UWI because something happened and my blood pressure had raised, and the doctor said I had what is called it's called a wet stroke. I never know you have wet and
What?
dry stroke.
I
This,
never know
the
that
dry
one. No.
stroke is more dangerous. The one that has to do with the blood, that's more dangerous. But there was a minor stroke in the cerebrum, and so it's the second time. But back to Andrews though, I'll share this. Um, at one period of time, I began crying. She was near me, and I was crying. I was crying, saying, "God, how you make man come cut up me head?" I've been praying. I've been praying, and so me need the healing. I was, it's part of the coloring God experience I get. I was saying, God, you make mine come cut up me head. Because I couldn't believe what was happening. Because I felt it. I felt it, you know. And just wondering. So it's quite an experience for me, to be honest. Um, but I just stayed still. Because there's nothing I could do but just recover and thank God. Just really thank God. Um, and right now it's a living testimony. I'm a living testimony of God's grace and God's goodness. I believe out of this experience here, it has really strengthened me and gotten me deeper. I helped me to understand. Listen, man. All right. So you've gone to the doctor with how much letters bear in name, but he's a God of the doctors with letters bearing a name. So who should you trust? Yeah. And
Yes.
so it gave me a confidence. I had to be trying to tone it down. It was tone it down. But God is God, and I'm happy. I'm happy that He took me through it. A double brain surgery is no child's play.
Yeah.
It's no child's play. But God is in control of it. Yeah. And so we're now seeing, the doctor is now seeing when he says that God mysterious ways. It's now moving from theory to practical. So I'm hoping within all of this now, the doctor himself is amazed
Yes. Yes.
of the goodness of God. So it is my testimony and it's my purpose. I'm very intentional that I say, no, but no, I can't sit down on this testimony here. No, I cannot sit down on this. So I'm saying, what? I'm going to share. Somebody have to know, Sarah.
Yes.
Somebody have to know about this here. Because this is not a chicken feed at all. So I'm grateful.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm grateful.
You mentioned that when you woke up back, I guess after the anesthesia wore out, you were holding on to.
I remember holding her hands. Well, I was told that the nurse was trying to wake me up at one point to say, "Hey, your family's here and thing." And I briefly opened my eyes and all that. But what I remembered when I was conscious is waking up one. It was night, I believe, and she was in the room with me, and I just remember when I woke up and she was holding my hands. She was there holding my hands, and so that's the part I really remember, that when I start getting up and say, okay, I'm back up in this room here. So God works in mysterious ways.
Yes, he does.
Mysterious ways. Yeah.
All right, so let's go to Alia now. What were some of the ways you supported him during his recovery? Well, actually, during the time of this his diagnosis and surgery and then recovery, how did you support him?
The main thing, reassurance.
Yeah.
Try to reassure him that, okay, I'm here with you through all of this, right? The recovery process, it was actually during Hurricane Melissa. So we stayed the entire time through Hurricane Melissa in the hospital,
Wow.
right? So, thinking about Melissa and how
Yes,
it's going to
yes.
impact us and all of that, it added to the anxiety. But I tried reassuring him, stay there throughout the entire, be there, with anything he needed.
All right, all right. We'll have a quick game and we have to do it quick and fast. Ready? Oh, you never know, so we have a game. All right. So this game is called Who's Most Likely? All right. Ready? Ready. So quick answers. Quick. Who's most likely to cry during a movie? All right. So that's Alia. Who's most likely to start dancing out of nowhere? Alia. All right. Who's most likely to book a last minute trip?
It could be her now. It's more like her.
Mike.
Yeah, it can be her, but I think because of my spontaneous nature, I could do something like that. But it's predominantly her though.
All right. All right. So who's most likely to say I love you first in an argument?
Ah,
Fast answers.
okay.
You.
I would.
All right.
I would.
Who's most likely to forget an anniversary? Well, come here. What?
I think I'm the one. She's the one that reminds me a lot of times.
You have to go make note and fix that, because say you can't forget birthdays and
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Who's most likely to secretly plan a surprise?
I do.
You? All right. Who's most likely to get angry and deny it? You? Alia? Who's most likely to strike up a conversation with a stranger? You. Me no. Who's most likely to rescue an animal?
I will.
All right. And who's most likely to plan a cozy night in? Maybe like a little date night.
Oh, I'm the one that initiated.
Okay. All right. Who's most likely to remember the little things?
Oh, the little things. Ooh. Both of us, Yeah, there's some little things about both of us, right?
All right. Well, final question. Who's most likely to lead the next evolution of your shared life?
I will. I will.
Okay. All right. All right. Now, in all of the something that's going on, there's a song that's in my head, There's a song. Oh, I still tell you the song. No, I don't be able to sing it, Nikki, you want to come and sing? All right, because of time, I just want to ask you to come to the front here, so.
Sure.
I have another question. All right. Cue song. Cue singer. All right. No. Where's the mic? Andre, you have it. That's for you. All right. So for this final question, in this not a game, Andre will be the one asking a question. Over to you now.
Alia, I've known you for a year now, right? And you have been such a strong, supportive woman to me. In my time of need, in my time of down, you have been so consistent. You've been so powerful. You've been a wife before my wife. And I'm really, really appreciative of all that you've done for me in my life. You've been consistent in the good times, the bad times. You did not shy away. You were the first to assure me, in spite of all my spasm and sickness, that I'm here with you. And I felt that warmth and support. And I want to ask you this question from the bottom of my heart. Before I ask you the question, I wrote a poem for you. The once crumbled flowers trampled on the ground, refreshed and revived because of your love. As far as I can see, you chose these flowers. You chose me. Your love has caused me to love again, to believe, to hope. You caused me to see again. I believe in your love because you believed in me. You held my hands through it all. You embraced me. This tattered flowers has life again. With God through your love, I can love again. Alia, I love you. It is to you I owe respect and freely give. And Alia, I want to ask you this deep question here.
All right. Let me hold your mic for you. All right.
Alia, Yulan, Marshall.
He's going on his knee.
Will you marry me?
Wow.
Will you marry me?
She said yes before you asked the question, you know. Andre, never have to ask the question, man. Wow. All my life, all his life. Oh, love at love. And then Alia, when you finish, you know, you can just, oh, tears. Oh, you can just look to your, in front of you. Another surprise. A double surprise. Oh my goodness. So Alia, I know you're probably speechless. Oh.
You are the only one.
Keep it PG. All right. All right. How do you feel? How do you feel, Alia? Were you expecting this?
No.
You're speechless, I know.
Speechless, nerves, but y'all got me. Y'all got me.
Who are you seeing in the room?
I'm seeing my sister.
Hi, sisters. Wave, sister. All right.
I'm seeing Dave and Denisha.
Hi, Dave and
And
Denisha.
I'm seeing Kev and Carvel.
All right. Yes. Yes. Come, quick. Come to the front.
And by the way, Kevin Carvel got engaged last year December.
Oh, wow. All right. Love at love. I love it. Is this our first engagement here? Yes? Clock that? We don't know. We think so. Thank you. No, I have to say congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Show us the ring, no man. Why you can you zoom up on that? Wow. Look. What? No, but your nails, they were well ready, man. You did ready. Wait. What him say? You must do your nails?
He got my best friend to do it. Yeah, Wednesday was her birthday, so she kind of used that. Yeah, she kind of used the fact that Wednesday was her birthday and she wanted to go out.
Okay.
To do it. So I think that was a part of the plan. You know, that's
Wow. Well, thank you so much. We're out of time. So if you missed that, if you missed the whole show, you can the proposal and the testimony. It was live, so you can just go back and watch. Now it's time for celebrations. I have to go upstairs and go. But love is on its way. Yay. As Sister Rayway would say, listen. I get my invitation, right?
of course.
I don't like wedding cake. I prefer red velvet. MC. All right. Right through. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. This is Love 101 FM, the family station. Soon come.
Anywhere you go, anytime you need.